this was the game that really turned me on to, you know, gaming
in general.
as a, you know, as a hobby, and then eventually a job. But
yeah, well, same here, obviously. So, all right, guys, here we are. They've switched up the colors, but this is game 2 on Seize the Hump between Tatoh and MBL. In the yellow, we have MBL. He's playing as the Vikings. That's as if he was able to choose. And then Tatoh has chosen Franks. I was just explaining to Dash that this is a bit like Gold Rush because the hump in the middle is where most of the gold is. However, we were discussing how you can dock this water, but you don't get any benefit from it with fish. It's pretty cool. What are your thoughts seeing this for the first time, Dash?
well, so in contrast to the image on the voting, like the hump is actually splits them this time, like the way it was on the. So that I think is very interesting, is the fact that it's in between them as opposed to like off to the side to them as it was before.
Yeah.
But as well, like, so therefore I see ways that they could essentially not interact with each other and still both make it to the hump.
Yeah.
Which would be kind of interesting. So I'll be curious to see, you know, if players try and control that section that immediately splits them, or if, for example, Tatoh will kind of go to the right side and expand, you know, away from MBL to just try and get control of space first.
Yeah.
Before interacting with each other. Civ choice, Vikings versus Franks, though.
On land, if we're forgetting the water aspect, it's actually not that bad for Vikings. They lack mobility, though. That's the issue with them. But they do have like a pikeman crossbow combo in Castle Age is tough for Franks to stop. So I don't know. I think what excites me about this is they're gonna have to scout this hump area to know
MBL's
that
already
the golds are there.
Already chose a wood line out there.
Oh wow! So getting the wood out there and not taking the few trees that are on this starting island.
Yeah, screw that. He wants a forest.
Yeah. Tatoh, he's gone for the stronger early choice, which is to place the lumber camp next to his TC, but later on he will need to go out to the middle.
Yeah, MBL's still scouting out. Let's see what Tato's seen. He's not scouted the hump at all.
Yeah.
So he's only scouted his own area.
If the scouts end up fighting again, Frank's scouts have 54 HP, so Tatoh would always win that engagement. If they were on even grounds. And yeah, I gotta give MBL credit. In game 1, he scouted very early, if you remember. He saw the golds and ended up towering them, and he's already scouting early again. Yeah, and chat is correct. Chieftains is a unique tech that Vikings can get later on, and that gives the pikemen and Zerks more of a bonus versus the knights. But I think there's a lot of game to be played before we can talk about Imperial Age technologies.
Right.
There's going to be a lot that happens here first.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Frank's choice if Tatoh chooses to be aggressive again with like feudal scouts and stuff. But I wonder how confident he'll feel in doing that following the debacle that was game 1.
Yeah, that's true as well. There are certain players that they struggle with rebounding mentally, and I'd actually say between the two, MBL's probably the one who might struggle with that more than Tatoh.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see. It looks like it'll be a strong and early scout rush for Tatoh. I think he'll advance at 20 or 21 population. Lots of deer being lured in for him right now.
Yep. He's going the deer route while MBL has gone to the berries on the hump as well. So MBL choosing to, and he's walling up on that wood line as well with the houses. So he's looking to control from the get-go that space, give himself the hill advantage when fighting down towards Tatoh and feudal.
Yeah, the hump is important for res and also for the hill bonus. You're right.
But yeah, Tatoh the first to click. We'll see what he can do with that extra time. I assume because of the deer pushing and everything that he will just go scouts.
Yep. And so there's a couple ways you can do a scout build. If it's a 21 or 22 pop build, you oftentimes see people build 2 lumber camps and have 10 on wood total. If you go up earlier, most times players don't build 2 lumber camps. They'll stick with 1, and they'll only have like 7 to 8-ish on wood to get the required resources, and that's what Tato's doing. He has 8 on wood and just 1 lumber camp. And it's a huge difference in time here for Tatoh.
Yeah, big difference. I mean, MBL up with 3 extra villagers, but
oh, this is interesting. It's like MBL's mini base on the hump is kind of set up for some walls with houses because there's no wall mod.
But now I'm worried for MBL
wow.
simply because he moved out into the territory, that the hump territory, before Tatoh did. But Tatoh is going to have the first shot at aggression. He's going forward again with Vils.
Yep.
So if he gets here's the stable. If he gets some scouts out here to contest this wood line and this gold, like MBL could be absolutely screwed by having to pull everything back.
Yeah, and I should point out there's not a ton of stone on this map. The players don't have any stone on their starting islands. The only stones I can see on the hump are, there's one on the left-hand side for MBL in that little peninsula. And there's one
on the far right.
Yeah, and I think there's also one to the south of Tato's stable. So there's only 3, so we can't see all in tower rushes.
No, there's actually, I see 2 more stones that are
you're right.
But I don't see either player going that far for... Here's the first scout coming out with a spear and the 4 Vils moving in.
Yep.
MBL hits Feudal so he can drop a counter tower.
Yeah, and last time MBL defended very well, but they hit Feudal at the same time, and this time Tatoh had the edge.
Yeah, we'll see. Spear out for MBL.
A pretty strong move there from Tatoh to save his scouts, but this is just awkward because you never know how on fire the tower is going to be once it's built. Like, is this tower even going to be worth it? No.
Nope,
MBL,
it's not gonna go. It just goes down.
And Tatoh didn't delete it to save any stone. I don't know if he would have had enough stone to build another tower to begin with, but he lost all of that. So that was just a waste of stone. And good job, MBL, to be calm under pressure.
Yeah, my goodness. Just literally hitting Feudal in the moment where he can produce a spear and get it out to contest the scouts while sending, what was it, like 8-10 villagers to defend that as well?
Yeah, and you know what, this adds up. This kind of stuff adds up. If you are running around with villagers for too long, it's idle time that your opponent doesn't have. You're fighting when there are high HP scouts out there, so you have to micro them, and MBL, he's very good in the messy situations, and he's defended well.
But Tatoh, he found this little stone here, so he is gonna try and get those resources back and continue pushing from a tower perspective.
Yeah, what's awkward for MBL is he's done it again. Dash, he has 7 spears, or I guess it's 6 spears in his starting scout. So he has lots of spears, and Tatoh could always transition into like a scout and skirm style.
Right.
So I think in feudal, Vikings have the economy advantage, but Franks, they have the military advantage. If they can get to scout and skirm, they can kill everything that Vikings can make.
Right. I mean, Vikings have handcart and wheelbarrow, right, for free. So
yeah,
immediately have that bonus. The market going up for MBL. Yeah, he might just be looking to. What's his resources at? Oh, he's got lots of gold.
Yeah, I guess it's understandable when you don't have a normal base layout due to the map to have to balance your economy with something like a market. Tatoh has not done that, and it's funny, no one's creating any more military. They've just stopped.
Yeah, and then so MBL bought 200 wood. I expected him to buy food.
It could have been a bug.
Oh,
I don't know if he purchased wood. Sometimes the overlay bugs out because he didn't really do anything with wood.
Yeah, I was looking for something he was building. I was like, where's the blacksmith? Or like, what's he?
A dumb MBL.
Must have been food.
No, he just purchased wood that time. Yeah, so I don't know. Either way, he's bouncing his eco with the gold. Yeah.
Oh, here come the skirms for Tatoh. So we're gonna move into a spear skirm.
Yep.
Duel.
MBL needs to be careful here because he's behind in the skirm production, which is ultimately what he would want to go with. He'd want to go with skirms and archers himself. Yeah. So if I was MBL, and obviously I'm not 2K6, but I would consider building a tower soon. We'll see here.
I think he has to, because
Yeah.
now my concern. Well, actually, no, he's still ahead in the resource game. So my concern now is that if Tatoh stays on stone where MBL is not on stone,
Yeah.
if this goes to castle, there's just going to be a castle drop on this same exact hill.
Yeah, and you see the tower now. That tower will deny that one lumber camp and the gold. And like I said last game, if you can add skirms in this situation, it can work out so well for you to cancel out the spears. And MBL has made so many of them, they might not even offer anything.
See another archery range coming up for Tatoh, as that tower will finish soon.
Yeah, it's just, it makes me uneasy when I watch MBL play in these situations, because look at how low these villagers are on the wood line with HP. There's a few low HP vills, but he's confident enough to fight with them.
Oh my god. Yeah, he's chasing out the skirms with the 10 HP villagers.
Like, this is fine.
See, this could be disastrous.
Oh, the spears are out of position. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I only see one spear for MBL. So if he can clear that spear with the skirms.
And he has done. One villager down. Two. Was that three? Maybe three? And it could be more. Oh, this is so good for Tatoh.
This is amazing for Tatoh.
I think MBL knew.
MBL's trying to go for this tower now while the other tower's going up in the back, but it might be too little too late.
Yeah, Dash, I think that he knew that he could only build one tower, which is why he waited. He didn't want to rush it.
Right.
And he wanted to just hold, and now he's paying the price, losing another vill there.
Well, luckily he got those two spears to the back to deny the tower going up.
Yeah.
For Tatoh, so he's bought himself some time, but I mean, he's just losing vills left and right here.
Yeah, and his tower, he can't, every time he sends a spear out, he can't use it because of the skirms from Tatoh. And Tatoh doing a great job at selecting these spear every time it comes out. How many vills is he going to kill here? That's three more.
He's down to 32 vills.
Wow.
Remember, Tatoh went up first. There's a GG.
Yeah, Tatoh with the aggressive play. MBL, he didn't have momentum with any form of offensive military. Because he advanced so late, he just went right into spear defense, and Tatoh kept his foot on the gas, and another quick game.
I think Tatoh had a really intelligent switch to skirms before MBL did, right? As soon as those spears start coming out, he kept himself on 3 to 4 scouts. He didn't overproduce on the scouts. And then he made an intelligent tech switch into the archery ranges, and then just that tower alone that went up is the pressure he needed to control this hill.
And there's a couple interesting things we can talk about. MBL came to the hill with half of his eco. Tatoh, he has everything back at his home base. So he would have eventually run out, but he had the faster uptime because he A, lured the deer, but B, he didn't travel long distances to chop wood. So it paid off for Tatoh. It was a really good strat.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm glad to have seen him be aggressive again. Like we were talking about, the mentality of a player who goes hyper aggressive in game one, loses in feudal, and then decides to run it back and have the confidence in his play that he could, regroup.
Yeah, man, I'm pumped to see the next couple games. I think the next game will be a longer one just because of the nature of the map. 31 kills for Tatoh, and comparing the eco, Tatoh had a lot more wood, which I find interesting. 800 more wood than MBL, who was buying it. He was purchasing food and wood.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, that was the strange thing. I saw that when I saw the that market go up for MBL. I gotta wonder if that was the right play. I mean, he had so much gold, so I guess that's his only option because he didn't want to fight with gold units. He wanted the skirms, but that's the challenge of the eco balance on these maps that they are not, accustomed to. Tatoh just ignoring gold probably made it much easier for him to, utilize the eco that he had built, whereas MBL transitioned a bunch of villagers onto a resource that never came in handy for him.
Yeah, it's so interesting because we focused on the gold and talked about the gold. MBL got it first, but he probably didn't have it at the time he needed it. But then again, if Tato's attack didn't pay off, then he would have been starved of it. So, yeah, I mean, it's a beauty. That was, what, a 20-minute game, and we could talk about it for probably 20 minutes. That's the beauty of it.
Well, and that, yeah, I mean that's the multifaceted aspect of a game like this is it is three-dimensional chess, right? You have to play for your strategy while sussing out and understanding your opponent's strategy and how to react to that while
Yep.
but while not losing sight or of your ultimate goal, which is if he was trying to get to Castle Age and start pumping out gold units, then great, he was almost there, but react properly to Tato's aggression.
Yeah, I love it, man. That's why this game has, the fact that we could talk about it so much is why this game has lasted as long as it has.